Lizard. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. It's been a minute. Missed you guys. Although I got to see a lot of you guys at Pro Tour Las Vegas this past weekend, and it was a lot of fun. But man, after a big event, I'm always like low-key kind of glad to be home because I really like coming home and me and Carly get to like sleep in our own bed. I will say we bought a purple mattress a few years ago, and I've become kind of a bed snob since then. So coming home and sleeping in my own bed has kind of become pretty cathartic for me, if I'm being honest. But yeah, no, Vegas was a blast, and there was a lot of things announced. I mean, there was a lot of things announced this past weekend. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Like, I don't even think we're not even probably going to play any games tonight. Tonight might be strictly story time for everybody hanging out at home because there's a lot that happened and there is so much to talk about. Yo, Bringe, thank you for the 6 months. Emma, thank you for the 8 months, and Dave, thank you for the 22 months. Yo, guys, I appreciate the Prime and the tier 1 of the Prime. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. All right, let's go. Randy, Tyler, Damien, Rose, Loquacious, Spleen Goblin. That's an interesting name. Please don't tell me you kill people or something like that. Wally, I think we said Rose already. Dave, Ironside, Steve, Trent, Revent, Mediope, I said that right. Hecto, we hit Dave and Steve already. Jesse, I'm trying not to read all the names twice, I swear. Skeleton, Gary, Bringe, Pseudo, yo, what up? Zondo, Sin, Annabelle. The big man is best. What a cool name. Guys, thank you all for being here. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I hope I hit everybody. Appreciate you all being here and hanging out with me tonight. The love of my life, Carly, coming in with 49 months. Can you all believe that I've been streaming for 4 years? It's kind of crazy to think that I have been streaming for 4 years at this point. I don't know. I think that saying 49 months kind of just hit me like in a good way. 49 months is cool, but like, I don't know. I've just come a lot further than I ever thought I would in, 4 years. Like 5,000 subs on YouTube, 1,000 followers on Twitch, people that come and hang out every night, people that come and talk to me at events. I'm just saying, I could have picked a lot shittier of a hobby. You guys know what I'm saying? I could have picked a lot shittier of a hobby. Let's just say that. Billy P, what up, dude? Balgor's Bay, thank you so much for the 3 months over on Twitch. I appreciate it. And then the love of my life with 34 months over on YouTube. I appreciate it. Is Carly my first sub? Yes. Yes, Carly was my first sub since whenever it started. I remember when I got to 50 followers on Twitch, Carly was my first sub. And I have a few friends like Kyle, Ali, Diablo, Ben, that have always been subs to support me, and I've always greatly appreciated that. And they even stop by from time to time when they're not busy. But Carly was the first. Carly was the first sub. We made a big deal about it. I wanted her to be. So, yeah. I don't know. Yes, I know. Purple mattress makes me unk, dude. It's so base, bro. I am really leaning into being. I'm really leaning into being 30. I feel like I've hit 30. I'm trying to take it with grace, but my hips hurt. I bent over the other day. My back hurt. I'm having to take Tums after we go to dinner at events. Like, I swear. 30's hitting your boy hard. I'm fighting it like hell, but it's hitting me hard, though, It's hitting me hard. Dude, Bison, that's so true. Megado, what up, dude? Roymar, what's up, buddy? Carly the GOAT? Confirmed. Carly the best. No doubt about it. We have a lot of things to talk about tonight. I'm probably going to jump around a lot. I apologize if I do. I'm scatterbrained. We got back yesterday at like 5 o'clock. Was at work all day. So if I jump around a lot, I apologize. I'm honestly just really excited to be back in front of the camera and hanging out with you guys. So if I am all over the place and, a little too sporadic, stop me, say something in the chat. I will try to pull it together. Yo, Bison with the tier 1 over on Twitch. Bison, thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Hey, Martin, what's up? Yo, Spleen Goblin. We got that crazy name with the follow as well. Thank you so much for the follow, Goblin. I appreciate that. Guys, if you're here for the first time, or maybe you've never answered these questions, we got 3 big ones for you. They are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourself. Love to get to know more about you. Yo, let's go. Goblin with the Prime sub as well. Yo, Goblin, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. Yo, you guys, the love is real. Also, everybody give up a big round of applause for our boy Trent. Top 8 Trent redeemed his name this weekend by top 8ing the calling on Decilio. Now, yeah, I mean, he had a hell of a run. Like, Trent had a hell of a run this weekend. I think he went X2 in Swiss, if I remember correctly. He was X1 at the end of day 1, so he absolutely crushed it. So, everybody, big shout out for Trent. Everybody, be nice to Trent in the chat. We appreciate it. No idea how I didn't resub, but yeah, let's fix that. Yo, Ben, I appreciate that, dog. I appreciate that. Yo, Ben with the 2 months and Turion with the 5 months. I appreciate that. Argentina lost. We were in the casino at the Westgate playing Pai Gow, trying to gamble and also like lean over and watch the TV at the same time to see if Spain was going to pull it off, and they did. It was crazy. It was actually crazy to see. Snarky9, I hope I said that right. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Guys, if you're here for the first time, 3 questions for you. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Yo, Scott Mines in the chat. I've landed back in England. I figured you're not happy to be home, Scott? That's like a genuine question, you know? I mean, honestly. Oh, omeprazole. Yeah. I started taking omeprazole. When did I start taking omeprazole? Sometime in the last year, I've started taking it because I've started getting pretty bad heartburn. I went to the doctor for it, and I was like, hey, I've got pretty bad heartburn. You know, like, is there something I can take to, like, help with this? And they were like, well, what do you eat? And I was like, you know, pizza, wings, cereal. They were like, well, maybe you don't eat so much of that stuff. And I was like, but why? So I started taking omeprazole shortly afterwards. Now, I will say I have tried to watch what I eat a little bit over the last, year or two. But yeah, honestly, though. I just keep getting goat emojis. Dude, that's... I love that, Randy. I love that so much. Yo, what's up, Ian? How are you, buddy? Just 40 hot dogs a day? It's like that video where the guy, like Timmy the hot dog guy. I don't remember what that is, but I just remember that. Pop-Tarts. I do eat a lot of Pop-Tarts. At this point, the Pop-Tart thing, I genuinely think this might have been the most controversial take I've had on the internet. I feel like most of the controversy that comes from the podcast comes from Taylor. Like, Taylor loves the controversy. He loves to get in there and stir that shit up with y'all. But like, when it comes to the Pop-Tart thing, that has unleashed a whole new wave of controversy. Maybe you need more than he realizes. Wait, what? What? As a person with GERD, be careful with your gut. Having to watch my diet is real annoying. I don't know what GERD is. I'm not sure what that is. I do try to be nice to my body. Oh, yo, Ian, you're still on vacation for another week? Heck yeah, dude. I hope you live it up, bro. When you were first listing who is here, I thought you were telling us who said something about the Pop-Tarts. Oh, God. Tyler, that's so funny. No, that is not what I was listing, but Yo, Pop-Tarts didn't get to the UK until 2005? Yo, that's kind of surprising. Gastroesophageal reflux disorder? Oh, Man, well, I need to be careful about that. Reflux. Yeah, I have to say I'm really scared of, I'm going to share like a random dark fear with you guys that I have. One is tornadoes. I'm very, very afraid of tornadoes. I could never live in Oklahoma. The second thing that really scares me is esophageal cancer. I'm really worried about getting esophageal cancer. I don't know why. I just always have been. I don't even know if that's what happens. Maybe this is like a newfounded stupid fear that I have. But like, holding that thing up to my neck and like sounding like the McDonald's speaker, like, man, take your order, some shit like that. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of those people. Like, I'm really not. I just don't want to have one of those, I don't want to have one of those. That's such a specific fear. Why not all cancers? Brinch, that is a great question. I have I just don't want to hold one of those things up to my throat to talk. Yeah, I don't know. Chat, don't tell him Tornado Alley is shifting east. Yo, what? Yo, Sprite, enjoy those last 4 months. It's all downhill from there. My friend got me into Flesh and Blood by telling me to buy a bunch of sealed, and he doesn't live here anymore, so he betrayed me. Well, Nine, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're still enjoying Flesh and Blood, even though your friend even though your friend doesn't play anymore. Seems like an incredibly strange called shot. Wait. I feel like I said something. I feel like I said something and I forgot. Anyway. Yeah, I don't like tornadoes. I hope I never have to experience one as long as I live. Couple of updates for you guys. So we're gonna do story time. I'm gonna talk about the whole weekend, hanging out with everybody, what my weekend was like. For anybody who missed it, we did day 2 the PT. We did have a very good start to the PT. Wheels kind of fell off at day 2, but we're gonna talk about that here in a little bit. I've got my handy dandy notebook here, my codex journal. Now, you may look at this codex journal and you may be thinking, dang, that's a very bleak codex journal. This was one of the first codex journals that Thomas ever released. He sent me one to try, and I wanted to try it. So he sent me this one to try. And since then, I've had the Breakpoints one and the Agroblaze one, and I've had all these different ones. But it really... they all filled up. I didn't have one, and so I had to find the original one in a drawer, and I pulled it out for this weekend. Now I need to order one. I want to have another Breakpoints one, support the team and stuff like that. I'm just ready for you to hate my girl Malice. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna hate Malice. I don't know. This is not a Flesh and Blood channel anymore. Now just getting old anxiety channel. I mean, listen, we can commiserate on multiple things, right? So, I mean, maybe we can commiserate on multiple things. Yo, thank you, Mesenthelial. I appreciate that. Yo, Bear Tank, first stream? Welcome. I am glad you are here. I did not get hit by the log this weekend, although on day 1, I did sit one chair to the left of Jonathan Magnuson. So you could say I was top 8 adjacent. No? All right. Anyway, I thought it was, a good joke. I've been waiting to say it for 2 days now, since he top 8'd. So I've been waiting to say that on stream. I thought that was pretty funny the other night. And so I've been saving that one. Yeah. I still need to pick up a codex journal at some point. Cusco, right now's the perfect time. Use code AGROBLAZE10 to save yourself 10% at checkout. Is it AGROBLAZE10? Is that what it is? Shit, I don't remember if it's that or AGROBLAZE96. Hang on. Now I'm paranoid. Hang on. I've got to look and see what it is now. Now you got me stressing. Use code AGROBLAZE96 to save 10% at checkout. I was not born to be a salesperson, if you guys can't tell. Anyway, if you guys get a chance, I think Taylor would greatly appreciate it, whether it's in my Discord or personally, if you reach out to him. Taylor's wife got injured this past weekend at Pro Tour Las Vegas. She's okay. Like, it's not crazy, but it's kind of crazy. Like she's okay, but she's pretty badly injured. So, check in on Taylor and his wife, just kind of check up, make sure they're doing okay. Yeah. So they had a rough weekend, but, check in on them. With that in mind, Sam is also currently still delayed at the Las Vegas airport, I believe. So Sam is not back home yet. I think he's stuck in Vegas or Dallas overnight. So there probably won't be a podcast this week between Taylor's wife getting hurt. I'm not going to say her name. I don't know if Taylor wants her name out there, protection of their privacy. And then, Sam's stuck in the in currently the airport. So I don't think there's going to be a podcast this week. We're going to try and get one out next week. Hopefully everything's better. So that should be fun. We might have a fun stream for you guys this weekend. I'm currently working on some details with our boy Randy right now. I think Randy is going to be in my neck of the woods this weekend. He's going to be up visiting some family. And so I'm thinking Saturday morning a little early for all you EU, viewers. Might get a stream a little early this weekend. Not 100% sure yet, but we're gonna check that out. Maybe Saturday morning we're gonna talk about that. There's something else I was gonna talk to you guys about. Oh yeah. And this is really one that I want to, I want this to come across very clearly. I now have a new arch nemesis in the Flesh and Blood space, and they really called me out in a big way. John, if you see this, you have no idea what you've started. John posted this on Blue Sky. I literally opened my phone to see this yesterday. I have never been added so aggressively. It made me die when I opened Blue Sky to see this the other day. Dude. John is a legend for this. John is an absolute legend for this. It took me out when I read this shit. No, I'm just kidding. Like, I just so everybody at home is clear, I'm not actually mad at John. He did message me and say, hey, like, this was just supposed to be funny. And I told him, like, I literally audibly laughed out loud when I saw it because shit had me rolling. John's always so funny with that stuff. When he changed his stream time to start and end right before mine, he started calling himself the Agroblaze waiting room. Like, just shit like that. Like, John always takes me out with stuff. So yeah, I actually got to play one of John's teammates this weekend. So yeah, me and John got to sit and chat a little bit. So yeah, I thought that was pretty good. What did I miss? Yo, Monster 5134. Thank you so much for the 12 months of Prime support. I appreciate the Prime support. Thank you so much. 12 months, a full year. Yo, a full year. I appreciate that. Also, I think I missed this. Zyreko, thank you so much for the 8 months over on Twitch. I apologize. I think looks like that came through about 5 or 6 minutes ago. My apologies. I missed that. I must have been in the middle of yapping about something, but thank you so much. I appreciate that. Also, after we have story time, we are going to go through and we are going to look at every deck list from top 8. And just I just want to talk about the deck lists. Because, you guys might have heard there was 2 Betsies in top 8. Like, come on. There was 2 Betsies in top 8. First off, I just want to say everybody's welcome. I paved the way. Chat, everybody give yourself a round of applause. We don't have confetti on the screen, but we'll make the noise. Just saying, everybody give yourself a round of applause. We were there. We set the tone early. Now, it was actually really cool to see 2 Betsies in top 8. It did confirm for me that I'm not nearly as good at this game as I thought I was. Seeing 2 Betsies in top 8, so it was really cool. Log emote win? Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. Was there Betsies in the calling top 8? If there was, I haven't looked at calling top 8. I haven't seen that. But we are going to take a look at the deck list tonight after we do story time. And I finish yapping about everything that I have to yap about. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. And I've yapped for almost 30 minutes. So, I'll tell you what. Let's get to it, shall we? So, my day starts on Wednesday. Or my trip starts on Wednesday, I should say. Wednesday, we caught 2 flights in. No delay. No issues. I mean, first time I have done this in a long time and not had flight issues. In fact, it is commonly referred to in the team Discord. Getting zacked. When your flight is delayed or you miss your flight and you're not going to make it, they call it getting zacked in the team Discord. Like, come on. So Sam literally posted today that he's stuck in Atlanta, or he's stuck in wherever he's stuck at. And somebody said, oh no, you got zacked. Like, why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? So we get in, no delays. I'm very happy. It was very nice to get in, to get, have a reasonable flight. We get in Wednesday. Well, we have a little bit of bag issues. Nothing crazy. We get to the hotel at 12:15. The Resort World Hotel, the Hilton that we stayed at, is on, like, you can e-check in. So Carly, thankfully, has checked us in electronically. We're at the hotel at 12:15. 12:30, I have my bags in the room and I'm gambling. I mean, 12:30, we're sitting at Pai Gow gambling. Like, was amazing. It was 2:30, 3 o'clock, we go to bed, gambled all night. I lost like $20. Carly lost like $10. Was a good night. We gambled for, 2 or 3 hours, had some drinks, went to bed. We're in bed. I don't know, it's probably 3 o'clock. We fall asleep. 10 a.m., my alarm goes off because I don't want to sleep all day. And I got to tell you, I flip up off my back out of bed. I'm so freaking excited for Thursday. Like, we're in Vegas. It's one of my favorite cities on the planet. I love Vegas. It's so hard to have a bad time in Vegas. 10:30. I got out of bed at 10. By 10:30, I've had breakfast and I'm gambling. By 11:30, I've had 5 vodka cranberries. I could barely stand. I mean, I'm sitting in the chair, like, doing this with my cards, trying to gamble. It's not even lunchtime, and I'm hammered. Well, we had a concert Thursday night. Carly and I went to see the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere Thursday night. So I had to sober up a little bit. Plus, I had to go register for the PT and stuff like that. So, we gamble the rest of the day. I'm sobering up. We have a little bit of lunch. We go to Tacos El Gordo for lunch. If you've never been to Tacos El Gordo and you're in Vegas, please try it. It is a hole in the wall on the side of the street. It's across the street from Resort World. They are some of the best tacos you will ever have in your life. And just to add to this, I am look at me. I'm like mayonnaise white. I understand. Flavor doesn't exactly look like it's coursing through my veins. Last year when we were there, Trent and his wife, Ashley, who is Latina, and her mom, so Trent's mother-in-law, went with us. And her mother-in-law liked the tacos so much. It was awesome. So when she liked them, I was like, okay, cool. We've picked a place here. We picked a place here that's pretty good. So amazing tacos. The lines are crazy. I agree. The lines are crazy if you go to busy time, but it's worth it. So we have some dinner there around 3:30. I go over to the event hall, hang out, check in. I'm talking to people. I pick up some cards from Tyler. I had to pick up some cards for my Jarl deck this weekend. Just kind of vibing. I'm having a good time. And we go to the Backstreet Boys on Thursday night. If you've never seen the Backstreet Boys in person, see them. They're amazing. It was absolutely phenomenal. If you've never seen a show at the Sphere, see a show at the Sphere. Absolutely amazing. It's pretty trippy at first, because the whole show is like this massive thing. All the whole building is a show, and it's crazy cool. Is it culturally insensitive to take a vouch on Mexican food from a Peruvian woman? I don't know. Is it? Are we saying that it is? Are we saying that it is? If it is, my bad. My bad. I'm trying to use a point of reference because I feel like, as white as I am, I am not the standing authority on flavor of food. So try to use another, frame of reference as a point. But if everybody else in chat likes it, then that's all that matters, That's all that matters. Anyway, so past this, the Backstreet Boys, absolutely phenomenal, absolutely amazing. We get back. I'm tired. I didn't really want to gamble the night before the Pro Tour. So we go to bed. I get up Friday morning. We get to the venue. I'm hanging out. People are asking me for like the promos and the tokens. I'm handing them out to people. We're having, such a good time. Like it just, the vibes were immaculate. It's Friday morning before the Pro Tour. For me, it doesn't really matter what tier 4 it is. Like the morning of a Pro Tour is like waking up on Christmas Day for me. I love being at big events. I love seeing people. I love hanging out. I love putting myself, out there, challenging myself, seeing if I can beat some of the best players in the world. It's truly just a fun experience. So vibes are great. We're all hanging out. PT starts. Oh, hang on. Also, Friday. You guys are gonna love this shit. I did play Riftbound with Damien. Hang on. We'll get to Riftbound in just a few minutes. I promise. We're gonna get to Riftbound in just a few minutes. Riftbound was a Sunday thing when I wasn't doing anything. So we're gonna get there. But I was the guy in the frog hat playing Valda. Day 2 is good. Dude, day 2's always good. Tell him, Yoshi. Day 2's always good. Yo, Ian. What's up, dude? You guys just saw a hat. We're going to talk about this here in just a second. Ian, what's up, dude? Gage was nice enough to make us some custom hats. Now, there's only 4 of them. I'm keeping one, obviously. And if Crowley wants one, she can have one. I don't know if she wants one or not. But if not, we're going to give them away. Gage, Opus Arts. Check him out. He does a lot of my custom tokens and stuff. It's a bad day to be a hot dog, is what it says. This is baller as shit. It's got the logo on the back, and then on the side, it's got a hot dog. Fuck. It's got a hot dog with Betsy's log. Logs and dogs. And it says it's a bad day to be a hot dog. I'm keeping one of the red ones for myself. There's 2 tan ones and a red one. I think they're dope as shit. Gage truly outdid himself with this one. Gage, thank you very much for this. He also carried them around all day Friday, and then gave them to me like at the end of the day. So I greatly appreciate that. Monster with the 7-stream watch streak. Thank you so much. We will be giving these away. I don't know how, but I don't know what the giveaway is going to be yet. But we're working on the giveaway. Talishar tournament coming up the weekend of August 8th. I'm pretty sure. Go vote in the Discord. It's going to be Golden Age. Taylor's going to co-cast the thing with me. We're going to have some dope prizes. I'm going to start putting up some prizes together so that we can make some stuff happen. I think Taylor's going to help me out. It's going to be cool. Yeah. Gage tournament. Golden Age tournament is coming up in my Discord. It's completely free to play. This is not like a pay to play kind of thing. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be really cool. On a day I had off bridge, I'm sorry. Oh, Gage tournament winner gets a hat? We could probably make that happen. That could be cool. Okay. So Friday morning, PT starts. I'm playing Jarl. I know I didn't really talk about this before the event. Played Jarl. Had a great time. Deck was really good. I do want to say, on a serious note, Damien was putting in a lot of the work, on the deck. Like Damien spent a lot of time building the deck and working with the deck. Also shout out to, Randy, Josh Lind, Techlo Foundry, Lupine Fiasco, John. We were all kind of like in this Discord working together. Now, I think everybody kind of ended up in a little bit of a different place. But Damien put in a lot of the legwork on the exact 80 that I played. So that was, really appreciate him for doing that. It was a great list, and it performed well this weekend. Thanks for signing a Flickerwist this weekend. Yo, Crop, it was a joy to meet you as well, my friend. Happy to sign it. Hey, pal, what's up, dude? So round 1 of the PT, we're playing Jarl. I played against Jean-Louis. I believe I said that correctly. If not, I apologize. Jean-Louis. They were playing Mario. I won the die roll and chose to go first. I did win this game. I ended the game at 5. So I wrote down here in my notes that I had a very good start with my opponent not being able to mark me for the first 5 turns of the game. And there was also this second cycle stack that I had set up that was very, very strong, where I went felling on one turn into the next hand, felling again, and then the third hand was a fused Okinold. So I had set up this second cycle where I was able to like really push together a lot of damage. I was able to get aggressive, and I was able to like really just make a lot of cool things happen second cycle. Now I was still at 5, so the game was very, very close. But Jean-Louis was like really stuck blocking down the stretch because of the way some of my hands came together. So felt very good to start off with a win. I feel like starting off with a win or a loss can really affect the mental sometimes. So it felt like I was in a good place mentally after getting a win round 1. So we went first against Mario and we got a win. Round 2, I played against a Celio. This was Ryan Brown. You all may know this Ryan Brown. Ryan won the showdown at Calling San Diego in February playing Kano. So I think a big Wizard player. We're going to talk about the new set in a little bit, Sparta. We're going to talk about the new set in just a little bit. Played Ryan Brown round 2. Ryan was on Spell Cilio. Now, if you are a Guardian player, you know that we as Guardian players normally struggle into these like, heavy spell version of Wizards. It can be a little tough to like, fatigue them down the stretch. They can just push over the top a lot of arcane damage. It can be kind of tough. I did manage to win this game. This was one of those games where things really came together. I was at 8 when the game was over, was able to squeak out a win here. My notes, I wrote down that I had 2 fused Oakenolds in the first 4 turns, and then I blew up Striders on turn 3 for big value, which is very accurate to how the game went. So this game involved me going second. My first turn was a fused Okinold for 9, which could not get covered up. Turn 2, blocked out a little bit, played a Crumble. Turn 3, played Frozen to death. Or no, it was turn 3, played Frozen to death, forcing my opponent to pop off their Striders to try and get value out of it. Well, they also used Metacarpus nodes at the same time, so we got nodes and Striders out of the way on turn 3, forcing Ryan into using it on when I wanted him to, which was a massive W for me. And then on turn 4, I fused my second Okinold of the game. So I drew insanely hot against Ryan. I mean, like, this is a matchup that we should not win. I do not think Jarl is favored into the Spell Cilio matchup. If I'm being entirely honest, I think I got pretty lucky with the way that my draws came up. And, it was Ryan was forced to, discard some cards and like block with some cards down the stretch that I'm sure he wanted to play. And it just didn't line up very well. So felt like my draws came together really, really well in round 2 against Ryan. You are not allowed to take notes during the match, Bear Tank. No. All of my notes are taken after the match. I've just learned to like kind of remember turns and how they go and, what happened. Crazy Legs, thank you so much for the 6 months on Twitch. I appreciate that. My man said, please become the Betsy channel we all know you want to be. I'm gonna drop this for you all. I'm gonna drop this with you all right now, and I'm not gonna comment any further at this time. There are 2 decks that I'm looking at for calling Kansas City. One of them rhymes with Schmetzi, and one of them rhymes with Schmarora. So those are the 2 decks that we're looking at for calling Kansas City. I don't know what we'll end up playing, but those are the 2 decks I really want to invest a lot of time in over the next few weeks. So round 3, we got paired into a name. You know what? You may not have heard of this guy. He's not really anybody. When I say this, you're going to laugh because I'm obviously kidding. I say this with all the love, and I hope Dan knows this. Round 3, I played against Daniel Rakowski. Daniel was playing Mario. I was able to go first. I did lose this game, which is like kind of it is entirely on me that I lost this game. Entirely. And we're going to talk about it. So, Dan was at 2 when the game ended. My notes said, bottom felling early was a mistake. Should have kept pushing offense. Block armor on Calicera to Oakenold. Now, the block armor on Calicera to Oakenold is still to win the game at the end of the game, even though I butchered the shit out of the game early. So there was a point in the game when I was at 34 and Dan was at 19. I had an incredibly hot start, hadn't blown up any equipment, but I was on a very, very good place, and I had a blue and a felling of the crown in my hand. Well, there was a sink below in my arsenal that I had chose to play to cover up for value, like just to cover value. There was later a decision later in the turn where I could, or no, it was on the sink below. I could not sink a card, take what would have been 6 damage. Now you have to keep in mind, I'm up 15 life at this point in the game. I can take 6, be up 9 with Dan at 19 and me at 28. Or, yeah, something. I don't know, something like that. 28, I think. And throw felling. Well, in my head, I was thinking, oh, I need to put a felling to the bottom for second cycle. It was so good in my game this morning. I need to make sure I'm getting all the value I can out of this. Getting some second cycle value will be insane. So before I stop and took a moment to think about it, my brain shuts off and I go sink below, put felling to the bottom. Well, it was this horrible play. It made 0 sense. I mean, absolutely 0 sense. It was just wrong on every level. If I had literally just not put that on the bottom, kept the felling of the crown in my hand, go down to being up only 9 points and throw felling, Dan blocks because his hand was okay, and I'm still in a good position with tempo. I'm still in a very good position. So it was one of those times where, there are some times during a game when I make a mistake that I'm this was objectively, maybe this wasn't an objective mistake. Maybe this was a time when, I hadn't thought about this or I hadn't thought about that, but, I was thinking of a different line, yada, yada, yada. No, this was just ridiculous. I literally just made a horrible play, and it cost me the game because I had Dan at 2 at the end of the game. Now, obviously, I understand it plays out differently, if that happened. But later in the game, I'm forced to block with that felling instead of playing it. If I had been able to just play the felling, which would have been for 8 and decomposing, I don't know that I would have won that game because obviously I don't know what would have happened, but I would have been up 9 life swinging a felling at somebody. That feels like a really good place to be. So round 3, I made a glaring mistake, and it cost me the game. And so I'm 2-1 at this point at the event. Round 4, I played against Dominique, who was playing Acilio. Now, I've already played against Spellcilio, and I'm worried about what kind of Acilio this is going to be. Well, when I sit down at the table, I flip over Jarl, and my opponent just lets out this pretty heavy sigh. So they let out this pretty heavy sigh, and that kind of told me that they were going to be on Aurorio. Now, I did not sideboard any differently. I did not hedge my bets. I was not looking to try and, get this edge over it in case I was being faked out of something. So I boarded like I do for every Acilio game. I was able to go first. I was not able to blow up Lightning Greaves. I'm pretty sure my opponent got to activate Lightning Greaves. I wrote down good draws and played for fatigue, and that my boots, the Boots of Omnisword, got 4 value. And when I say that, I mean I was able to block 2, then later block 1 and break them during the during the damage step to make sure that I got all 4 value. So getting 4 value out of Boots of Omnisport is not always the easiest thing to do, but I do feel like it lined up pretty well for me this game to be able to block as efficiently as I did. I was at 9 when the game ended, and I felt like I was in a pretty good position to be able to, like win from where I was at most of the game. I played for hard fatigue pretty much from the opening bell. I play AB1 in the form of Null Rune Gloves, and then played AB2 with the headpiece, Crown of Everbloom. So I'm on AB3 Stalagmite, and just try to play a good value game. Stalagmite did give me a lot of value. My opponent never put an energy potion into play, so I was able to get a lot of value out of Stalagmite. Excuse me. On 2 different turns during this game, which I think lined up very well. So we ended up winning, and we are 3-1 going into the last round of the event, or the last round of day 1, I should say. So last round of day 1, I played against William, who was playing Huntsman. I went second. I'm pretty sure William won the die roll and chose to go first. We both loaded almost every single card we have. I'm pretty sure I played 70 cards, and I think William played 70 as well. I think we were both on like 70 cards. So we both loaded every card we have. For anybody who does not know, as Jarl, the game plan every turn is sledge, sledge, sledge. When I have an Oakenold dominate, do the thing. I was at 11 when the game ended. I was in a very, very good spot. My notes say game was a slog. Sledge remains insane. And Oakenold all 3 times was very strong. My opponent never had a turn where they were able to block out my fused Oakenold. So all 3 of them got real value, got insane value. Also, Derek, I feel you. I am struggling as well. That 5 a.m. flight, dude, yesterday and working all day today, kicking my butt, brother. I'm dying over here. So I mean, yeah, I literally just like threw sledge all game. I think I played 1 first cycle felling. We played 2 second cycle fellings. I used one of my fellings to make sure that I got enough cards out of my opponent's hand to be able to fuse the Oakenold on the following turn. So that lined up pretty well as well. So just overall, just good plan, good games. And I ended CC 4-1. Now, I was pretty excited. I'm trying not to get overexcited, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying not to be, too excited, because I feel like there are parts of events where I have been like, hey, I'm doing well. I'm feeling good. I'm playing well. This is a moment to be happy. And then I start to relax too much. So in my head, I'm like, okay, just focus. And then at one point in my head, while I'm waiting to set up draft, I'm going, if you go 2-1, you're X2 going into day 2. Like you go 2-1, you're in a really good spot for day 2. And then I had to literally I had to stop and tell myself, be like, no, focus on the draft. Don't even think about the games. Focus on the draft. Draft a good deck. We'll worry about winning the games one at a time. So we sit down and the draft. I ended up on Acilio. We had a 4 Acilio pod day 1. I don't believe I was the 4th Acilio. Now, it's a little bit harder for me to say this because I did go 1 and 2. But I think my deck was just objectively better than another Acilio next to me. And the interesting part is Acilio felt pretty wide open to me. I got past, like a couple of uplifts early. I got past a red suture. There was a meteoric impact. We picked up like a chromatic refinement red late in pack 1. So I was like, okay, I think we're in a really good spot here. Pack 2, everything's feeling great. I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is good. Like all the cards were coming to me pack 2, and I'm like, okay, this is great. Well, pack 3, there's nothing. So somebody kind of like pivoted to Acilio late, and I think it was the person passing to me. I didn't catch their name. I don't remember who I was playing, and it's very possible that I'm wrong. It's very possible that this was on me, and that like I literally like just didn't draft enough, to understand that it wasn't just like my lizard brain.
Lizard.
So I ended up going 1 and 2 in draft. I lost round 1 to an Aurora. I played in Aurora round 1. Oh, I played Randy round 1, ironically. Me and Randy played round 1 of draft. We played a really close game. Like, the game was really close, and I got him low, but I couldn't kill him. One of the issues that I ran into, I had 7 instants in my entire deck, and 2 of them were Cosmic Sutures. So that felt pretty good to me. I ended up drawing 4 of my 7 instants that were not Cosmic Suture in hands 3 and 4 back to back on turns where Randy went very tall. So I wasn't able to block very effectively. So I was taking a lot of life early and not being able to, just like block and keep myself at a healthy life total. Now, my hands did crack back in a big way, but I was falling behind in the race and I was pretty worried about it. So I end up losing round 1 to Randy. Off of what felt like some bad variance. Like, I won't lie, it felt like just some pretty bad variance to me that I ended up losing that game. I felt like my deck was going to be pretty good into Aurora, especially considering it didn't really seem like Randy had any like crazy hate into me. Randy had good equipment, but that was like really like there wasn't anything crazy in his deck to juice me with that I was aware of. Round 2, I played against the person that was passing to me in the draft, pack 1 and 3. They were also on Acilio. And I'm going to explain to you why I said I felt like this person was the 4th Acilio in the pod. This person ended up on a deck that they said these words to me. This is not me paraphrasing. This is like as I remember it verbatim. That they could not beat any heroes besides the mirror. And they had insane mirror tech. They were on 3 of the wizard instant that prevents prevents arcane damage when it comes into play. They were on 3 of those. They were on 3 of the 2-cost instant that prevents damage and makes a flow, and they were on 2 Cosmic Sutures, 1 red, 1 yellow. So they had a lot of mirror tech and really came prepared to play the mirror, but said they could not beat any other, that they couldn't beat other heroes. They just couldn't, they were tech to the mirror. And it felt very accurate. Me and my opponent played a very close game round 2 of the draft. It was really close. I ended up losing right at the very end off of some instant arcane damage, which is kind of to be expected in the mirror sometimes. But it just, I don't know, like, I was, after this game, I'm kind of just sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, this did not feel like an O2 deck. This did not feel like an O2 deck. Like, I felt like my deck was pretty good. I should have kept it. I threw it away. I should have kept it so I could show it to you guys. Put it together in like February or something and share the link. Because it felt like a pretty good deck. So I have went from 4-1, or I've went from 4-1 to now I'm 4-3. So we've went from being in like a relatively good spot coming into draft to now, if I don't win, I'm playing in the damn calling. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. Lots of people play in the calling. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But my last round is against Aurora. I want to win. Like, I just, for anybody who doesn't know the history of the channel, just, for anybody who does not know, we had Pro Tour London, which was my first Pro Tour. I did really well at it. I finished 14th. I was super happy. Pro Tour Singapore. I lost my winning into day 2 in draft. Pro Tour Yokohama. I lost my winning into day 2 in Silver Age. Pro Tour Las Vegas. I'm on the verge of losing another winning into day 2. Before the last round starts, I'm literally standing over to the side, and I'm sure I looked like a psycho because I'm standing over to the side by myself with my eyes closed. And in my head, I am trying to like center myself. Literally just standing off to the side. I'm like sitting there and I'm like breathing in. And in my head, I'm going, you can win this game. It is one game. You need to win this game. You have to pull this together. Thankfully, we did. I ended up beating my opponent with a flash bolt at the end of the game. Flash bolt pushed me over the top. I had one red flash bolt in my deck that I ended up drawing to be able to close the game out. So thankfully, we were able to close that game out and get into day 2. So we win. We finished 5-3. I'm not sure where I was at in the standings coming into day 2, but we made it to day 2. And honestly, after losing my winning into day 2 of the last 2 Pro Tours I played at, making it to day 2 was a very like, okay, we locked in for the PT. We have made it to day 2. We're not in like the best position for top 8, but we have put ourselves in a good spot. Friday night, as is tradition, I went to dinner with the boys. Now, the boys, me, Taylor, and Sam, we kind of had like a podcast dinner. I'm gonna get you the whole guest list here. So at the dinner table, it's this big round table that we sat at. We went to Bizarre Meats by Jose San Andres. Hope I said that right. The food was phenomenal. Before I tell you about the guest list, who all was there, the food was great. Had a great time. I got to drink, eat good food, have a good time with some of my favorite people that I get to hang out with, and those are the things that make this game so much fun to me. The community is above and beyond the best community of any trading card game I've ever played. It is easily one of the best things about Flesh and Blood of what makes it my favorite game. And so having dinner with everybody, the drinks, the atmosphere, it was phenomenal. If you go there, be prepared to spend a penny and a half. The bill after the tip was just under $1,000 for me and Carly. So just beware. It's very expensive. So at dinner, it is me, Carly, because I literally told that everybody sat down in a way where I wasn't going to be able to sit next to Carly. And I literally looked at the table and I said, guys, I'm not trying to be that guy, but y'all are going to have to fucking move. I'm sitting next to my wife. It was crazy. It was really good. It was really good. So Brian, amazing. So it's me, Carly, Taylor's wife, Chelsea. One over is Pierre. Down from that is Aaron Grace. Across the table from Aaron Grace is Jason Rolfe. Down one, Taylor Crawford. Down one, Sam Young. I know his last name. Haha. And then his wife, Lauren, was the table. So there was 9 of us for dinner. We did like a tasting menu that they put together for you. It was phenomenal. It was great food. We had a few cocktails. They had a really, really fun cocktail menu. They smoked and shit. It was awesome. So it was cool. But you the price of it really, really, paid into the experience of things. Really, really paid into the experience of things. The Fab Grant really going places. 1K dinners. I swear that joke is never gonna die. People, when I posted that short a few weeks ago about buying cards, somebody said, "Oh, Grant, well spent." I swear I cannot escape this joke, and I never will. I never will be. Yeah, I can't. We did not play the credit card game, but I will tell you, Chuck, we talked about it. We laughed about doing it. I think Taylor was in. I think Taylor's psychotic ass was in, actually. Las Vegas can go so hard diff. So hard diff. Wait, what? Oh, so hard if you have the money. Oh, I gotcha. I'm following now. I'm following, Michael. Listen, I've been saving for my real job for this for months to go to this nice dinner. I really have. Yeah. I hit space early, dude. I love it. Anyway, so yeah, it was a really good dinner. Saturday, I wake up, day 2 of the Pro Tour. How can we have a bad time? It's day 2 of the Pro Tour. And I would like to say the wheels on the wagon came off fast at day 2, but I still had a good time. Okay. Round 9, whatever it is. This is draft, day 2 draft of the this is day 2 draft. Like, you know, the first 3 rounds are draft. I end up playing Aurora this time around. Now, this draft pod went a lot better. We were 3-3-2. There was 2 Asilios this time around, 3 Ziggies, and 3 Auroras. I'm like 99% sure after playing my deck that I drafted my seat and that I was in the correct place based off of spacing, based off of the cards that came to me. I felt a lot better about my day 2 deck than I did my day 1 deck, even though I really liked my day 1 deck. I drafted the deck and I was like, okay, this is a good deck. We can pull together a 2-1 or a 3-0 here. I ended up going 1 and 2 with this draft as well. I went 1 and 2 with day 2 draft as well. That was pretty. Yeah, I don't know. That was pretty disheartening to go 1 and 2 in day 2 draft. Oh, we're gonna field a question from Michael. We're gonna field a question from Michael here. I'm curious on your take on Betsy doing so well at this tournament after having played her yourself early on. If I remember, the 3 Betsies when you played went 0-5, 1-4, and 2. So there was an 0-5, a 1-4, and a 2-3 in CC at US Nationals. I feel like the meta shifted around in a lot better way for Betsy at this event, like on a very serious note. There were a lot of decks that I think were not in a good position to do well against Betsy. One thing that I also really like about the Betsy lists and how they were constructed is that they cut a lot of what I want to call like the trap cards. They weren't playing as many drink 'em under the tables and bet bigs and things like that. They were on Fiddler's Green. They were on 9 defense reactions. They were on 3 double downs. They were doing the good math plan with log and chapeau at all times. There was no like cute plays, which my list had quite a few of. And I think that positioned them to do better. So they built a better deck than I did, which I think is very well played. And then I think they played a better deck into a better meta for Betsy, and it paid off. And it showed why they did well at the event. So I need you guys to know it. Like this, Betsy is a real consideration for me for calling Kansas City. And if we do play Betsy at calling Kansas City, we're probably going to write a Metafy guide. Like, not the length of my Victor one by any means. That Victor guide was like my like creme de la creme passion piece that I wrote for the community. But if we dive hard into Betsy or Aurora or something, like, you know, that'll probably be one of my main picks going forward for a while. So yeah, no, same, Michael, same. Betsy struggled into Victor. Yeah, so Betsy is like the fatigue deck, the slop deck eater. Like it destroys these other slop decks. But Victor just had Remembrance and 12 copies of Goldmane Estate that really just didn't matter for the most part. I mean, it was close, but so, and also you didn't want to give them gold. But now into Jarl, you're just like 7. They block 7, deal 7, like, and over and over and over again. I think Betsy is good. I genuinely think Betsy is in a good place. 6 better than 7, or I'm sorry, 7 better than 6. Yes, absolutely, Loquacious, 100%. I also miss Victor, Kit. I also miss Victor. Okay, day 2 of draft. Round 1, we played against Mark Morrison. It was actually really fun to talk to Mark. I had a chance to sit and like chat with him, get to know Mark a little bit, and that was cool. That was fun, you know. I've never really met Mark. He's always seemed like a fun guy, but getting to chat with him, like he was super like fun to talk to during our game, after our game. Like he was super chill. So it was a lot of fun to get to chat with Mark. We had to sneak in. We had to sneak it in, you know. Every time I would playing poker or something this weekend, like gambling, and like I would hit it, like I would have a 6 and a 7. I would literally do this, and I thought the dealers were going to kill themselves. So We played an Aurora Mirror round 1 of day 2 draft. I ended up getting a win. So we did start the day off with a win. You know, I was feeling pretty good about that. I think my blocks lined up well. And if I'm being honest, I think that my deck was just slightly better. I think I had cards that were, you know, a little bit more inviting to block than most people wanted them to be. So I think my deck, my draws kind of came together a little bit better. The game felt like it came together in a good way for me, where I was able to block an effective number. I was able to throw back effective numbers, and really in a big way, you know, just like play a solid game plan. So I won round 1 against the Aurora Mirror. Round 2, I played another name you might recognize, Evan Bridges of the AGE Pro Tour team. I'm not sure how Evan finished, but Evan was also really cool. Me and Evan got to sit and chat. He was fun to talk to. I ended up having to go first. He was playing. Oh, I'm sorry. Evan was playing Acilio in our pod. He was one of the 2 Acilios. The end of the game, I wrote down that Evan pondered into a red flashbolt the turn before he killed me. And I died I was at 4 and I had 1 flow in play. So I'm going into the last turn of the game. I have Evan at 2. I am at 4, and I'm thinking, okay, 1 flow, you have to deal 5 damage to me. It's not going to be easy, you know, like it's not going to be easy to do. So I ended up dying because there was a red flashbolt in Evan's arsenal. Now, I don't really know how I'm supposed to play around that. Felt like it was just a really close game, and you know, like Evan drew well off of a ponder. Had good hands. He played well. I'm not trying to discredit Evan, but you know, a very good ponder at the end of the game to like try and close the game out. Worked out really well. Him and I, after the game, sat and went through some lines to see like how the games could have played out, what I could have done differently, you know, so on and so on, like how the game might have shaped up in a different way. And we think that it ends with him winning no matter what, after we talked about it for a few minutes. But getting to talk to Mark and Evan the first couple of rounds was honestly a blast, because these are people that I see all the time, but I don't get to talk to them. I don't get to know them, you know? So what are your thoughts on John losing on Betsy to the DGA Fang player that was popping off on day 1? So Nicholas, I will tell you, I have not got to watch the Pro Tour yet. I've not got to watch the rounds. I just I know who won, saw things, but did not I didn't get to see that game. So I'm not sure what you're talking about, Nicholas. I'm sorry. Sorry if I'm jumping ahead in conversation topics. What do you think will happen with calling Edinburgh this weekend, as well as the 2 battlegrounds that are CC? Does Kasai live longer? It's interesting, right? Because I think that, you know, Kasai has a traditionally good matchup into a few of these decks that are floating around. It's good into Betsy, you know, like we're talking about Betsy. Kasai is good into aggro decks. Syndra, Katsu, Dio's pretty close. I think it's like reasonably fine into Phi as well. You know, but there's a lot of decks that Kasai does well into. Kasai does really poorly into Spell Cilio. Like I think that's like almost 0% for Kasai unless they're on heavy tech. So Kasai could very easily go this weekend. We could see a Cilio just dominate another meta, if I'm being honest. I think Mario is really, really good. Like Mario's in such a good spot. And if for nothing else, it is because Jacob Clements makes it look so easy. I do want to take a second and talk about this. Jacob Clements is going on a historical tear right now. I mean, we're talking like 2022 Michael Hamilton level of tear. In 2022, Michael Hamilton won a calling at least. I think it might have been 2. Won a calling, won U.S. Nationals, and won Worlds that year. Jacob Clements so far has won 2 callings, if I remember correctly. I believe he's won 2 callings this year. He has won UK Nationals. He has now won a Pro Tour. If Jacob Clements wins Worlds, he will have won everything in 1 year at a tier 3 or above that you could win. I just want to point out Like, and if you have kids around, please, I'm sorry, cover their ears for just a second, like earmuffs, as they say in old school. That is fucking insane. That is crazy. Like, he is on a run that I feel like is uncomprehend. Like, you cannot comprehend this on some level. It's crazy to think about. He is proving time and time again that you can win with hard work and dedication. Consistency is rewarded playing this game. And I love to see it. I love to see it. I love Jacob. I got to talk with him at the event. Jacob is an absolute gem of a human being. But yeah, it's cool to see. It's cool to see. Hey, Gage, what's up, buddy? Is the guy in Dodgeball who finally gets angry and calls people out? Dude, are you talking about Gordo? Gordo, get angry, Gordo. Lose your temper. Oh, dude, I love it. I love that. Now there needs to be a meme. Now there needs to be a meme about like that. That would be funny. Okay. Anyway, last round of draft. I am playing against Camden, who was playing Aurora. I did lose the die roll and have to go first. Like that having to go first in the Aurora mirror is not fun, but I did win the Aurora mirror going first earlier. There was a turn in the game where I was in a very solid spot. I was in a decent spot. Like, life was pretty even. I think I was ahead like 4 or 5 points at this point in the game. I had, a lot of tempo going into this turn. My opponent would have done okay. Their turn was pretty solid as a crackback, but I drew quad reds, which really hurt. Because I had quad reds in my hand, and if I had a blue, I would have been able to block with one card, pitch a blue, and still make the exact same play I made, and then set up an arsenal. I threw the 0 for 4 that makes a flow on hit, and I would have been able to still play the turn out effectively, and then arsenal a better card going in, like Arsenal Electrolyze going in the next turn, or Red Electrolyze. But because I had quad reds, I had to block with a card, pitch 2 cards to equipment, and then throw a 0 for 4. And I think that turn is where I can single-handedly point that it cost me the game. I'm not sure. I don't know. I did write in here that there was a turn that maybe I should have went down to 0 flows to save my equipment. I decided to use equipment instead of going to 0 flows. And maybe I should have been in a situation where I needed to give up that flow, save my equipment, and roll on to the next turn. So there was a note in there for me to work on. But I think that quad red hand cost me a lot in that game, unfortunately. So 1-2 in draft, which means we went from 5-3 to 6-5 going into CC. Now, 4 rounds of limited. I am 6-5. 4 rounds of CC after limited. If I sweep CC, I cash for sure. 100%. If I 4-0 CC, I can cash no problem. I was trying not to think about it this way. I'm trying to think one game at a time. The thing that I say to myself a lot in my head, and maybe don't take this advice because I don't win events enough for this to be good advice. But when I start thinking about the future, when I start thinking about other things, when I get distracted, the thing that I say to myself to try and bring myself back is I say, one game at a time, one turn at a time. I repeat it to myself in my head. One game at a time, one turn at a time. Trying to mentally reset myself. Here is the plan. Here's what we're going to do. And so I try to say that to myself to bring myself back center. Round 1 of CC. I played Damien. Of all the people in the world, I pair into Damien. Goofy Damien. Damien, I'll tell you the whole story. So Damien comes up, sits down. We play a game of Jarl, the Jarl mirror. I go second, unfortunately. Damien's turn 0 is play Crumble. My turn 0 is play Crumble. Well, on turn 5, Damien was playing Jarl. Yes, we did play a mirror. I think it was 78 cards. I think Damien changed 2 cards on his list that I didn't change. On like turn 5, Damien blows up my tunic. I blow up his tunic on like turn 10 or something like that. We go back and forth for a while. And there was a turn where Damien takes severe tempo in a big way. Damien was at 17 when the game ended. For anybody who doesn't understand that, 17 points in the Guardian Mirror means you got blasted into the sun. It wasn't even close. Damien fused 2 Oakenolds, I'm pretty sure, and I fused 0. Like, I just, like, not that that's, like, individually what will, like, win you a game or lose you a game. But, you know, Damien did, blast me into the sun. Wasn't really close. As the game is over, I have lost. I'm like, good game. Go to stick my hand out. Damien goes, I concede. And I was like, what? Why? And he was like, I'm just kind of tired of playing. I'm just going to drop. Damien went 0-3 in draft day 2. And I think he was like kind of on tilt and wasn't really like feeling it anymore. So he concedes to me, like of his own will. I asked him multiple times if he was sure, and he conceded to me, and then he dropped from the event. So Damien said, you know, like, I think it's more important to you that you do well at this event than it is to me. I'm just kind of bored and over it, so I'm just going to drop and go hang out. Well, as nice as Damien was to give me that win, which made me 7-5, his pity was unfortunately wasted by my own bad luck the rest of the game. Or bad luck, bad plays, things like that. Round whatever. There's 15 rounds, so this is round 13. Round 13, I played against John's teammate. I believe you pronounce his name Franch. It's Franche, Franch, I believe is how you pronounce that. I think John pronounced it a different way the other day when I was talking to him. I honestly don't know how you pronounce it, so I apologize if I missed that somewhere along the way. If I'm saying this wrong, Franch, I apologize. This was another really close game. Franch won the die roll and chose to go first. I wanted to go first, but I figured going second, we might be able to get some tempo going. My notes say that it felt like a low roll for me. Close game, inertia trap on the turn to Arsenal Felling hurt, and I also fused 0 Oakenolds. Those were my notes on the game. I feel like those notes are actually pretty indicative of how the game went. Franch played the game very well. There was a lot of good back and forth. There was a turn late in the game where I had a plow under sitting in my Arsenal for about 2 or 3 turns, and I was waiting, trying to get value. Well, the turn that I got to play plow under, Franch had drawn into a under the trapdoor, whatever the one that is that you discard it and you like play the trap or something like that. I'm pretty sure. So like that, whatever that blue is, that was what he played. And he got an inertia trap, and I was going to Arsenal a Felling. So take Franch off of a 4-card hand, off of a 5-card hand, throw some damage when we're both low. Arsenal Felling, I'm in a pretty good spot. That's how I feel. Inertia trap hurt a lot. I had to block with 2 of my 3 Oakenolds in the first like 3 turns of the game. I had no way to fuse them. I had no way to like pitch them. It was just very awkward. I was having to like block a lot very early on. So it felt like I had a slow start and kind of a low roll for me to not be able to like, get all the value I wanted, which was unfortunate, but that's how the games go sometime. So we fall to 7-6 at this time. Round 14. This is the second to last game. I played against my opponent's name was Loxana. They were playing Gravy Bones. I want to say this before I tell the story, because when I tell the story, it's gonna come off. We drew. We drew, just so you guys understand. Loxana was very nice opponent. They did not seem like they were intentionally playing slow. I blew up their compass on turn 3, and they were thinking a lot. So there was not like this, like, I don't think there was this bad intention here. I want to say this. I want that out there very clearly. We get to the end of the game. We get to the end of the game against Loxana. They have a rigor mortis in play. Time is called as we are going to my turn. They have a rigor mortis in play. I have 1 card in my hand, 2 cards in my deck. I am at 3. And they have 6 cards in their deck. Yeah, 6 cards in their deck. They have a rigor mortis in play, a rigor mortis in the graveyard, and they have nothing else. All their other allies are face down. So going to my turn, I'm thinking, okay, you're going to concede, you can't beat me. Because I know that the 6 cards in their deck are Eye of Ophidia, 2 Sunken Treasures, and 3 copies of Tip the Barkeep. So I'm like, okay, you objectively have no way to beat me, because what's going to happen is on my turn, I'm going to pitch a card to hammer this. Your ally. Your turn, you're going to play a blue, put rigor mortis into play, attack me. I'm going to give you 2 of my 3 cards that block 3. I'm going to keep my blue, kill your ally. You have no more damage to throw at me. There's no way for you to win the game. I have deterministically won the game if there was 5 more minutes for us to go through and make the plays. Like, I probably only needed 2 more minutes to show this. We're not allowed to talk. We're not allowed to say anything. I am not someone who ever wants to push my opponent into conceding to me. It's just not who I am. If we get to the end of the game and I'm playing a fatigue deck and you have the game and I'm going to lose, I will concede to you. It's who I am. I'm not here to draw games. I don't want to ruin anybody's day. It's just not how I am. It's not who I want to be. So, like, I know that deterministically I have the game won. Well, my opponent says, I'm not going to concede, I have a win condition. And in my head, I'm going, well, shit, what have I missed? Like, what? Like, is there a murderous rabble in there? Like, what card have I missed that is going to win you the game that I cannot see? And so I stop and I'm like sitting here and, you know, the judge is waiting on the thing. Waiting on me to make a decision, and I'm telling them, and I'm recounting, and I'm recounting. I'm looking at their graveyard. You know, I can't look at their allies, but I know all their allies are gone, and so I'm kind of like racking my brain, and I'm like, well, shit, what is it? And so after a minute, I decide, I'm like, you don't have it. Like, there's nothing that you have that you can beat me with. And so I say, okay, I don't want to concede. Go to my turn, and he looks very disappointed. Which, if he thought he was going to beat me, I understand. So I attack the ally. Like, they get a turn. They put an ally into play, attack me. I block 2 cards and they pass. And then, like, they show me their cards. And I said, so I'm just curious, what was your win condition? How did you have me beat? Because I'm going to hammer this and the game's over. Like, you can't attack me anymore. And I'm going to for you for the rest of the game because I have Fruits of the Forest. And they were like, oh, I didn't think you had enough cards left. They had miscounted after I had blocked with Crown of Providence 2 turns ago, or the turn before. And so they didn't think I had enough cards to kill them. And so they just miscounted, and they said it was an honest mistake. And I completely believed them. I don't think there was ill intention. It was a little frustrating. I will admit, I was a little frustrated by the situation. Now, I was 7-6 coming into this game. So I was not really like super upset about it because I was like, I'm out of the money. It is what it is. You know, like there's nothing. We're not playing for money. We're just playing for fun at this point. We're playing for the love of the game. And so I like, you know, I was a little upset, but you know, it's fine. So I got up, we left. That was the game. I don't think there was anything bad for my opponent. It just unfortunate that it worked out that way. All right. Now, the last round of Pro Tour Las Vegas, I played against Dash.io. I played against how I would pronounce it as Waré. Waré is how I would pronounce it. Now, they finished 9th at the world premiere calling in London for Silver Age. when they told me their name, I said it, and they just kind of like laughed because I was pronouncing it wrong. And I was like, well, how do you pronounce it? And it was like Warje or like Warje or Waje. I don't remember exactly how they I don't remember exactly how they pronounced it. And I'm going to call you Ware because that's how I would say it. I'm very sorry that I'm getting your name wrong. If you watch this, I apologize. Played Dash.io against me, and I lost this game to finish 7-7-1. I was in a really good spot for what I felt like was a lot of the game. There was, I don't really know if it was a mistake. There was a point later in the game where I had a blizzard that I thought was going to be very good for me. Well, my opponent had an item on top of the deck. They played it, they cranked it. I think my mistake with the blizzard very late in the game was waiting. So I think what I should have done is I should have when I had the blizzard in my arsenal, I should have let their attack come through, let them play the item and crank it. And then if they shoot me with the gun in the middle of the chain, I can kind of like blow them out. I can kind of like blow Ware out with the blizzard in the middle after they've cranked it. I think would have been better for me. Well, no, I guess accelerators were still up, so I guess it didn't really matter. Might not have mattered, but either way, I felt like Blizzard was going to be better than it was, and it ended up not being that great. I had Ware down to 1. There was a turn during the game when I was at 28. I could have taken damage down to 12. The reason that I blocked as much as I did on this turn is because there was a red boom grenade in play and a yellow boom grenade in play. So I would have taken 16 damage from 28 down to 12. Now, I ended up taking the boom grenades anyway because it didn't matter. I would have just taken 3 more damage, basically, off of this turn by not blocking with a Terra Sunder. Well, my opponent's at 1. If I keep Terra Sunder, I send Hammer, they have no equipment left, they're forced to give me 2 cards. In my head, it was correct to block there because I think I can fatigue. If I go to 12 and make them block with 2 cards, I'm pretty sure they can never beat me from that point. I think I'm okay to just block with 2 or 3 cards the rest of the game, send the hammer, and keep them in this loop of blocking until I eventually win the game. So I think that I played 2 turns down the stretch very poorly against Ware, and I think those ultimately cost me a lot of points. So that kind of sucked. Again, my fault. Multiple of the losses from the event that I have are positions where I can point back and say, this is why I lost. This is what happened. In the past, a couple of people have commented on some of my videos and said that they feel like I am just, blaming it on variance. And that kind of stuck with me. That kind of like resonated with me, that I have been blaming a lot of things on variance over the last, I would say probably close to a year now. I think a lot of the reason that early on in Flesh and Blood, I was improving, maybe not getting all the results I wanted, but improving and gradually getting better, was because I was taking accountability for my plays and my mistakes. Well, as I've gotten better, I feel like they're harder to find because I make harder to find mistakes. Now, I think that I'm an above average Flesh and Blood player. Like, I will be very honest with you. Like, and maybe that's wrong. Maybe you think that's arrogant of me, but I think I am an above average Flesh and Blood player. And like, I'm not comparing myself to Clements, just to clarify here. I just think I'm above average. I'm at Flesh and Blood. And now I think there is this new level that I'm starting to find where I need to work on those even more in-depth mistakes over those games. And taking my time, thinking about those things, making good plays, I think is going to help me get into a better spot. And it's going to continue to help me grow with the game and make me better. Because Flesh and Blood is my favorite trading card game. And it's not even close. Like, it has the best game mechanics, the best community. It has the best everything. And plus, You know, set 20 looks dope as shit. Like, I gotta tell you, I have been saying for a few weeks now, I'll believe it when I see it. When it comes to the set 20 and stuff like that. Set 20. Amazing. Gotta find that lost value. So true. Okay. I don't know who told you I was a pro Smash Bros player, but Fabton, I hope you got your money back from Trent because he lied to you. He lied to you big time, brother.
Lizard.
I'm not good at Smash Bros in any way. I really wish we would have got to play. Really wish we would have got to play, though. Average Fab player has never won a Pro Quest. I mean, I guess that's fair. I've never thought about it that way, prettier. Makes sense, though. Yo, Malice is about to be cool. I agree. Malice is going to be pretty cool. I do want to talk about some of the spoilers, actually. I haven't even seen all of the cards yet. I have literally not even seen all of the cards yet. I have not seen all the cards yet. We have some top 8 lists to look at. So, yeah. We lose hope and boom, banger trailer announcement. Yeah, Nightly, I agree. And I'm somebody who, you know, I'm a firm believer that when LSS does something bad, we should talk about it in a like constructive criticism type way, which I think over the last 6 months, I've been a little bit more doomer about things than I should have. You know, maybe not as much constructive criticism and more of like, you know, yelling pitchforks kind of shit. And I need to be better about that. But, you know, Yuki Lee Bender said it best earlier today or yesterday. Credit where credit is due. Set 20 looks freaking awesome. It's going to be a banger. I have been saying that if set 20 does not look cool, I'm not buying a case. And I got to tell you, like, I felt like that Wolf of Wall Street meme where he's like, I'm not fucking leaving. Like, that was exactly how I felt. That was exactly how I felt. Yeah, ask me about codex journals after I played against Sam on day 2. No, I definitely remember that. Yeah, that was, hang on. What were you playing? Hang on, I remember this. I saw you and Sam sitting there because I asked Sam if he won. And he said no, and he dropped right after that. Yeah, I do remember that. Am I going to be in Atlanta? Bruh. Hell yeah, we're going to be in Atlanta, baby. I don't even remember when Atlanta is. September? I gotta look and see when calling Atlanta is. As long as it doesn't like line up with something, yeah, I'll be there. I will be in Atlanta for sure. Do you think the hero text on the new heroes is much stronger than the last few sets? I have not read Malice's text box yet. But yes. I know the Viscerai text is stronger than anything we've seen in the last 3 sets, right? Like, Super Slam, fine, you know, like decent hero text here and there, but like the cards were kind of just meh. And then, I mean, you know, Omens was fine, but yeah. Atlanta lands near my birthday, but I think I have other plans. Oh, no, we all need to be in Atlanta. Our text box is the peak of human language. Yo, Rose is like losing her mind. You, all right. We got 30 minutes. You guys want to talk about Las Vegas top 8 deck lists, or you guys want to look at spoilers for 30 minutes? I'm down to do whatever you guys want now. We can do spoilers or we can do deck lists. There is no wrong answer. I'm open to whatever you guys want to do. You can put spoilers or decks, either one. There is no wrong answer. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. We have multiple votes for both. We have multiple votes for both. All right. I tell you what. I'm sorry. We didn't talk about Sunday. Let's talk about Sunday. We'll stream a little bit longer. I want to do deck lists and talk about spoilers. So we'll do both. We're going to talk about Sunday first, though. I was not a showdown gamer. And not being a showdown gamer means that I failed to deliver on my promise of cashing an event this past weekend. And I am admittedly a little disappointed that I did not cash an event. I had very, very high hopes for myself. But I made day 2 of the Pro Tour after missing my win and ends to the last 2. So I feel pretty happy with my results. New Pro Tour is in February, by the way. There's 3 Pro Tours next year. A Nationals and Worlds. Who wants to go back to London in February? Who wants to go back to London in February? I'm just saying. Who wants to go back to London in February? My favorite thing about the trip. You know what? My favorite thing about the trip was Sunday. Sunday, we're sitting at dinner. It's me, Carly, Trent, and Wally. We're having tacos El Gordo for a second time this trip. I'm sitting beside my wife, my best friend. I'm hanging out with 2 of like my great friends that I love to death, Wally and Trent. We're having tacos, we're hanging out, everybody's laughing, we're having a good time. I don't know, it was just a very nice moment to have the 4 of us sitting there, hanging out, enjoying that moment. And we took the 4 of us took a picture together and sent it to Trent's wife because she couldn't be there. So it was just a really good moment, you know, just like having these tacos that I love and hanging out with like, you know, close friends. It was just a lot of fun. I would say my second favorite memory from the trip was the dinner on Friday night with Taylor and Sam, you know, and our wives and the guys. That was a lot of fun. I had a great time at dinner on Friday night too. So both those moments compete very highly. Sunday, I played Riftbound on Sunday. Yeah. Now, everybody hold the booze. Everybody hold the booze and, you know, the fires and the pitchforks here. I've talked about this, you know, a little bit leading up, you know, to this event. That after, you know, we, you know, like spent all weekend playing Flesh and Blood and gambling and doing all this stuff, that I wanted to play some Riftbound. And I played Kaisa. I played Kaisa, played a few games of that, and it was a lot of fun. I had a good time. I learned a lot. Got to chat with some people who know a lot about the game. I came home last night and I bought 4 decks. I bought 4 Riftbound decks. I bought Diana, Vi, Rengar, and Victor are the 4 decks that I bought for Riftbound last night. But yeah, and I have a pretty big local scene for it, so I'm going to try and go to like some pre-releases this weekend. But I am going to be playing some Riftbound. And I don't know if there's any chance you see some Riftbound content. I don't know. I do want to say this though, and I mean this very sincerely, like from the bottom of my heart, that I know a lot of people have been, you know, like DMing me and telling me I'm dooming pretty hard on the game right now. But I'm not leaving Flesh and Blood. Flesh and Blood is my number 1 game, and it probably always will be. I think Flesh and Blood plays better than any game I have ever played. Like, by far. It's just good game mechanics. It's an amazing community. I have such a fun time playing it. You know, even when I'm making bad plays and you guys are like, this idiot. Like, I'm still having a great time. But I want to have other things to do in the downtime. And, you know, dabbling in Riftbound's kind of helping me with that. Plus, Carly's playing it with me. So it's been fun to have like a secondary game to play, because I've tried to go back to Magic a couple times and I've not felt it, if I'm being honest. So playing Riftbound has been fun. It's been fun to learn. And I'm buying some decks to get into the game. So yeah. Who's my favorite? My favorite legend, is Vi. Vi is my favorite legend. So Sunday I played Riftbound, hung out, made a hot dog video with Damien. We made a hot dog video. Y'all probably saw that. And just had a good time. Carly and I played Pi Gal on Sunday and gambled. Like, we gambled all day, hung out. I don't know. It was a great trip. It was a fantastic trip. I'm happy to have put myself in a, better position, to do well, to get closer to cashing at a big event again. Felt really nice. And, we're going to keep pushing. I don't know if we're going to Pro Tour London yet. I don't know if we're going to Pro Tour London. It's too fresh. I just left. Yeah. I witnessed Damien lose $250 at blackjack in like a dozen hands. Oh yeah, blackjack's brutal. Yeah, it's brutal. Yo, Vistructor, you saw me film the hot dog video? That's so cool, bro. I love that. We did not get a live Breakpoints episode. So because Chelsea got hurt, we did not get a live Breakpoints episode. I'm sorry. I wish. I've told all of my friends as soon as they print a Nidalee legend, I'm selling out of Magic and fully investing in Riftbound. So, Valk, I'm sorry. I don't know what Nidalee is. For anybody who does not know, I've never played League. I don't know what any of these characters are. I just like Vi because she has this like dash, like mechanologist vibe to her. So she's really cool. Do I have any plans to come to Calling Mexico? I cannot confirm Calling Mexico yet. Cannot confirm it. Working on it. Calling Mexico City is September, right? Calling Mexico City is in September. I was talking to Swing Lethal this weekend. They are a YouTube channel based out of Mexico, I'm pretty sure. And they were telling me they'd show me some good food and stuff while I was there. So I'm really looking for it. I am going to attempt, Zondo, to buy a ticket to Los Angeles for the regional qualifier for Riftbound. I'm looking to buy a ticket tomorrow. I've already set aside a block on my work calendar so that I can try to like get the ticket on Eventbrite tomorrow at lunchtime. I know it goes live at lunch, so I will be looking for that tomorrow to try to make sure that we can make that happen. That is my goal as of now. Because if I can get a ticket to the RQ, the regional qualifier for Riftbound in LA in September, I will be going. Okay. Yeah, that was Sunday. We hung out. We got home. No flight delays coming home. No changes. I had a weekend. I had a full trip full of flights with no issues. Felt like a good weekend. Okay. Let's talk about Talishar deck lists. And then let's talk about spoilers. We got a lot to talk about. I did not write down when we did story time. Damn. Okay. Let's talk about decks. Let's talk about Riftbound decks. Or I'm sorry, fuck. Riftbound decks. Somebody watch me. Already. I'm already losing my mind. This is Bryce Stroyek's list. I hope I said that right. From Pro Tour Las Vegas. This is Betsy. Now, taking a look at this list, it is immediately more fatiguey than I was ready for. There are a lot of really interesting like tech cards. It feels like this is all like Huntsman tech. You know what these things have in common? They're all blue 3 blocks that are one-ofs that have like some amount of varying text when they attack. So I really like that we're like playing around like some Huntsman stuff. Roiling Fisher to play around Ziggy, hella smart actually. I actually really like this a lot. I feel like being on Roiling Fisher to play around Ziggy stuff is actually like a really smart play. 2 overcrowdeds to get one in the graveyard as early as possible. Like, makes sense. Slap Happy, that's kind of sweet. I don't know. There's a lot of cards in this list that I like a lot. Fiddler's Green was something I never really considered, if I'm being honest. Was just not something I really considered playing in my Betsy deck, but it's very good into Mario. Gains life, blocks effectively, feels just really clean in general, like just blocks well. I do really like that we're on some of the suspense auras, which was something that Trent had suggested to me a while ago when we were talking about it. I wanted my deck to clash better for Clash of Bravado when I played it. But like Edge of Their Seats at blue, really, really strong. Tension in the Air feels really, really clean. Like this is just a good, solid, value-based deck with some solid sideboard tech. Things like defense reactions, slap happy, staunch responses. Just really good tech cards. Also, if Fatigue meta comes back and we are now out of the Remembrance control land, Last Ditch Effort is the best Fatigue card you can play. Like, this is one of the best anti-fatigue cards you can play in the game now. With Remembrance being gone. I mean, being able to send 8 Go Again at the end of the game into something else is crazy strong. Crazy strong. I have a set of my LDEs I'm probably going to pull out and start putting in decks. I do kind of want to work on Bravo a little bit. I think there might be something there. Might be coping pretty hard, but I think there's something there. This is Noah Clark's list. Also, you may know him as Darkodius. Darkodius is, I think, commonly referred to as a little rough around the edges. Like Darkodius, Noah's super funny to me, and I really like talking to him in person. But he can be a little rough around the edges. Mage Master Boots? Where did this art come from? Where did this art come from? This is so cool. Mage Master Boots reprint is sweet. Let's see. Is there anything crazy in this gravy list? Yo, a 1 of Oasis Respite. Yes, you guys heard Bravo. You heard Bravo. I am in fact. I toyed with Bravo a little bit. Bravo's going to get a little bit of testing for Kansas City. Just to see. 1 Oasis Respite is interesting. 2 copies of LDE. I'm already noticing a trend here. We do, in fact, love Crippling Crush. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
I love Crippling Crush, baby. 1 of Whaler. 3 Loan Shark for Gold Generation. Checks out. Only 1 Sink Below and no defense reactions. 1 Sink Below, 1 Fiddler's Green, 1 Oasis Respite. If this is going to be the build from now on... Oh, no, I'm sorry. There's 3 Blood in the Water. I'm so sorry. There's 3 Blood in the Water. I missed that. Just kidding. 3 Blood in the Water. I feel like this is pretty stock, though, right? I mean, Diamond Amulet feels pretty good. Going back to as much action point generation as we can get. 2 Tip the Barkeeps instead of 3. I saw the... I corrected myself, Rose. Everybody take a breath. Everybody take a breath. Majin Bay. You guys don't know who this guy is, right? Nobody, dude, has anybody ever even heard of this guy, bro? Kidding. I actually love Majin. Caleb's really funny. I've only talked to him a couple times in person. He's always swarmed by people, so I never get a chance to say hi to him. But I like Majin a lot. He's really nice. We are on a little bit of a Spellcilio here. Little Spellcilio action going on. We got 9 defense reactions, playing a good mid-rangey version. Kindles, I love it. Ether Sling, Refinement. This card was so slept on, dog. I love this card. Oh, Scour making its way back, huh? Interesting. Will of Arcana. I love this card. Kindle is cool in Acilio. I agree. This deck just seems really fun. I also love the 1 red Save the Thought. This feels like such good fatigue tech. I love having this card in the deck. Just being able to shuffle in your big spells just feels really cool. What else do we got? Oh, here we go. Somebody get out the old ham sandwich here. Michael Hamilton bringing it back to a Pro Tour top 8, continuing to show why he might be the greatest player to ever play our game. What do you think? Do you guys think Hamilton's the GOAT? Or is it too early? Actually, you know what? I have a more interesting question for you. And strap in, because this one's a hot question, okay? right now, they decide tomorrow they're going to open the Hall of Fame. The Flesh and Blood Hall of Fame starts tomorrow. You are the final vote. You can only pick 2 people to get in. What 2 people would you pick? Hall of Fame starts tomorrow. You only get to pick 2 people as 2026 inductees into the Flesh and Blood Hall of Fame. Who are you picking? That's what I want to know. All right, what stands out about this list? Oh, we're on some sauce, Hammy boy. We're on some sauce. Scar for a scar. Yo, Hammy always showing up with the sauce. I like it. Pablo Pintor and other Pablo Pintor, honestly, a great answer. Agro Blaze 69 and James White. Somebody get Taylor on the phone right now. Pablo and Jacob is actually a really good pick. Oh, Agro and Blaze. Got him.
Got him.
Pablo is the easiest choice. I agree. Damien and my mom. What? Yo. Hamilton and Clements. That's one I was expecting to hear a lot of. Wait, whoa. What the hell? Did we have 79 cards we liked and we just said Kobe and just threw that shit up there? What? All right, hang on. Why? We do some research. Are we calling to the grave for Fiddler's Green? Are we calling to the grave for Fiddler's Green? I don't know. I mean, so I just saw you guys mention a play where you could go call to the grave, get a Fiddler's Green, ever bloom in life, the Oak and Old back. You can also just do that with Sigil of Solace. Is there Rupon Carapace in this deck? Yes. Yo, Hammy on some sauce, bro. Hammy on some sauce. Interesting. So it's a blue Sigil of Solace that blocks. That costs you 2 cards. That's some spicy stuff right there, dude. That's some sauce, dude. I kind of like, dude. Hamilton keeping me guessing, bro. I like this. Okay. We have another version of Speleo. Was Majin on plating? Majin was not on plutonic plating. And Alexander Vor was. Flashbolt, Sigil, Cloud Cover. What other instance are we playing? Oh, Strike Twice. So you could like deal arcane damage on their turn. When you play, this is when you play a card, right? A lightning card, gain a resource, use that resource to strike twice. Yo, or you could use it for Voltic Veil. I kind of like it. Yo, Alexander Vor making it look good, huh? I'm going to be so sad when Call to the Grave gets banned in 3 years. That's right. Sell them now. I'm kidding. Yeah, this is interesting. I really like Starplate in this list a lot, actually. I kind of like Starplate. The whole Voltic Veil Strike Twice package. What else are we playing at instant speed that matters? Ether Flare? Echo Flash? I don't know. That's interesting. Also really like the Third Eye of the Sphinx. Being able to just draw a card. You know, just it'd be like that. Okay, so Jonathan Magnuson was on Flexors and Boots of Omnis Word, which I like. Mono Pile Driver, though. Fearless Confrontation, hold the line. What were we teching for? I mean, I understand why this card is good. It's a block 5 against a lot of things. But what were we looking for? What were we looking for here? Rhinar? Like, is this good into Syndra? Is this a tech blue that could be really good into like Syndra or something? It's good against Dio, Acilio. Okay. I mean, it's interesting, right? I also really like Fearless Confrontation in this list. I think this is such a good tech card. Red and blue, Tension in the Air. Are we also on Edge of the Seat or whatever it's called? Yeah, we're on red and blue Edge of their seats. Wow. I like this list. 3 Sense Weakness was a great pick for this weekend. Yo, a nasty surprise. That's some sauce. That's also some sauce. Yo, what was Jonathan Magnuson cooking here? The suspense is killing me and to be continued. Oh, I guess it's Mario Tech. Interesting. I really like seeing how the lists have evolved. Makes me realize that I'm not really that good of a deck builder. Philippe! All right, so Philippe was on Auroreo, Gloves of Astral Sanctuary for when you needed to play. I guess you play like Crown of Providence and Gloves into Mario. Ooh, on Flashbolt, a 1-of Snatch, 2 Thunderous Retorts, 1 Shelter. What a sideboard tech. The Flashbolt. The 2 copies of Flashbolt's hot. I won't lie. I mean, like, somebody give me some ice because that's hot, baby. I kind of like that. We're on Comet Collision, Comet Storm, Fate for Scenes. All make sense. Meteoric Impact. Okay. Strike twice. We're on some really interesting like things here. Being a red Sigil of Lightning for your Rabbles is so hot. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I was playing 3-cop. I cut Sigil of Lightning when I was testing Acilio before the PT. It was probably about 3 weeks ago. And I cut Sigil of Lightning for Thunderous Retort because it's a red Sigil of Lightning that works with Rabble. It was really smart. Damien pitched the idea to me and I liked it a lot about, I don't know, it was probably about 4 weeks ago now. But yeah, it's really cool to see. I like this a lot. I am surprised to see the Meteoric Impact. I won't lie. That one's a little surprising. I don't know. I like this. It's not as like cookie cutter as I was expecting it to be. Not as cookie cutter as I was expecting it to be, which is kind of cool though. I mean, like the stream's audio bitrate is 0. Interesting. All right. Here, finally, last but not least, your Pro Tour winning deck list from Jacob Clements. Mm-hmm. I don't play enough Mario. Is there a single card that stands out to anybody? Kind of surprised that Jacob was on Vapor Scene and not Sink Below. 2 Lair of the Spiders instead of there's 2 Inertia Traps, 2 Lairs, and a Frailty Trap. I feel like CNC is pretty, like a 1-of CNC is pretty common, right? Like a 1-of CNC is relatively common. The 1-of copy of the Blue Ally Destroyer, I feel like has become pretty common as well. This felt like I played Mario 3 times this weekend. This felt really similar to all 3. Felt really similar to all 3. Yeah, I mean, All right. Last list I want to look at comes to you. Kevin sent this to us in our Discord. This finished 23rd at Pro Tour Las Vegas. I don't even know who finished. Who felt 23rd? Who finished 23rd? Whoever this is, congrats. I'm excited to view your list and see if it's anything spicy or if we're still just gonna continue to like be on 0 hero power. You know, 40 life lightning rune blade. But I do really want to test Aurora for this next big event. Yo, outed. What? This is literally just a head jab. This is literally just copies of Fry 4 through 6, except it doesn't turn on your weapon. Interesting. We really just wanted to be on some offense here, I guess. Just more attacks and attack for 3. Promise of Plenty. What the hell? Who doesn't have a card in their arsenal, puts the top card of their deck face down in their arsenal, is played from arsenal. It gets go again. I mean, a card that you play from arsenal to like replenish your arsenal is actually kind of interesting, right? I mean, your entire deck is 0 for 3 and 0 for 4s. This is kind of interesting. I don't know. This is kind of interesting. I'll have to try this list and see how it does. We'll have to play it. Voltbound duality is a little surprising. Like, is there not just a better card we can play? Like, would we rather not just be on like more quick successions? More quick successions for go again? I know this is an unpopular opinion. I'm still a hater. I don't know why. I'm like the biggest NIMBY hater in the world, and I just don't know why. There was a couple of times it felt pretty good when we could go like Lightning Surge, Current Funnel, NIMBY, or like Arc Lightning. Arc Lightning NIMBY felt pretty good. This list does feel a little bit more bricky. Like, I feel like there is more potential to brick with this list than there are other lists that I've seen, but it is interesting. I know. I am NIMBY's biggest hater, and you all love to hate me for it. And honestly, I love that about you. I did see EA Lightning Surges, yes. Although I sold a lot of my bling this weekend. The only thing that I have left that I don't even know if people want is Cold Foil Channel Lake Frigids. Those are the only things that I have left. So if somebody's interested in Cold Foil Channel Lake Frigids, I'll cut you a solid deal. I've still got them. They're sitting in my bag. So yeah, if anybody's interested in those. Yeah, I don't know. This list is interesting. I'm probably going to save a copy of it. The Alt-Art Channel Lake Fridges are really cool. They are cool. Spoiled by belittle, shaking my head. I spent entirely too much on bling this weekend. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. That happens sometimes. Let's talk about spoilers. Talk about spoilers, and we might call it a night. All right, here's the new Fabled, which I really want. When this is pitched, lose 1 life. Soul, I'm sorry. Yo, what the fuck? Is that a 4? Is that a 4? Does Soul of Soul of Existence, it pitches for 4. Guys, for anybody who doesn't know, I missed the keynote watching the Backstreet Boys. I have not really seen any of the spoilers. LSS wildin'. That's fucking insane. Arknight Shard reprint, I really like that. Also, that's a dope ass art. I like that. I like that a lot. Hextech Gauntlets. Instant, banish this. Turn a card with Blood Debt in your banish zone down, face down. Blood Debt? Okay, seems weird. Blood Harvest costs 3. Oh, it's a 3 for 6. It doesn't block with Blood Debt. Banish this from your hand to gain 3. Oh, shit. So it's a 3 for 6 or a blue. That's kind of cool. Yo, that's kind of cool. Oh shit, you can rabble for one now. That's actually crazy. That's actually kind of crazy that you can like rabble for one off of Soul of Existence. Oh, I did see this one. This is a 3 for 7. When this attacks, banish the top card of your deck, which is really strong. When this hits, create a blast from it, the Insatiable Hunger token. We'll have to see what that is in just a minute. Okay, Malice. Domina of the Dead. Oh, this is the lady from Dead Thread. Somebody did tell me that this weekend. Shadow Necromancer hero. Action. Pay a resource, tap your hero. Until end of turn, you may play target zombie from your graveyard, but go again. Or, you may play target zombie from your graveyard. This has go again. Whenever a zombie you control dies, banish it face down and create a corrupted corpse in your banish zone. Interesting. Shadow Necromancer weapon staff. Zombies you control get action, pay 1 tap, attack. During your action phase, zombies you've played this turn are banished. Zone, enter the arena tapped, and get, when this enters the arena, attack with it. So it literally comes into play and it automatically attacks. Yo, Scott. Yo, Scott. Yo, that's crazy, bro. I love it, though. Amazing. Oh, there's not that many spoilers. Okay. Bridge of Damnation. 0 cost blue 3 block aura with go again. At the start of each turn, destroy this unless you put a zombie from your banish zone into your graveyard. I don't... Why is this a majestic? I don't understand why that's a majestic. Restless Magister. 0 cost. Oh, wait, it's a Shadow Necromancer zombie ally. When this hits a hero, they banish a card from their hand. It's a 3 power attack, 3 health, decay. At the beginning of your end phase, put a -1 health counter on this. Yo. That's kind of pog. I mean, we're reading all this stuff right now. I mean, Dishonor would be really cool. Maybe Taylor's like losing his mind right now. Abby, I promise Storytime was a blast if you get a chance to go back and watch it. We talked about all the cool cards, all the cool things that happened this weekend. Corrupted Corpse. Pay 2. It costs 2. Incarnate. This can't start in your deck. If this would die, instead it ceases to exist. Oh, this is a Corrupted Corpse token they were talking about earlier. Now, if you've not read Viscerai, he dummy. He dummy. When you create 1 or more rune chants, banish the top card of your deck. Then if you've created 3 or more rune chants this turn, traverse. Flip. Your hero does not change life. Viscerai Usurper. The first attack action with blood that you play each turn gets go again. At the beginning of each M phase, if you've created or activated a gate to Erathiel this turn, you may traverse. That's just crazy. That's just so crazy. Oh, is this the young Viscerai? Oh, okay, it's the young Viscerai. I like that. I have not got to read this weapon. 7 Sin Nebula. Action. Pay a resource, tap, attack. Activate this only if you played a card from a banish zone. Whenever this hits a hero, create a rune chant token. Oh. So this is like Nebula Blade. Or not Nebula Blade. Reaping Blade. That makes a rune chant when it hits, but it's more conditional. That's kind of cool. Yo, Viscerai about to be crazy. Sin Speaker Gloomblade, a 0 cost, 2 power attack, majestic. You may play this from your banish zone, Usurp. As an additional cost to play this, destroy a rune chant if able. If you do, it gets +2. If this was played from your banish zone, it gets when this attacks, you may search your deck for an aura with rune chant in its name, put it into the arena, and then shuffle. Oh. That's pretty cool. Become the Shadow Lord. Banish a card from your hand. If it's a Rune Blade, create a Rune Chant token. If it's Shadow, create a Gate to Arathiel token. Go again. Demon Bound Gloomblade. You may play this from your Banish zone. Usurp. Wow. Okay. So we're literally just getting to like, we're like, is Viscerai like the new chain? Like, is this what happened? I mean, is like, are we just playing chain? Rune Chant of Greed. At the beginning of your action phase or when you play an attack action, destroy this. When this is destroyed, create a Rune Chant token. Oh. When an attack usurps this, draw a card. When an attack usurps this, gain a life. Create a Rune Chant token. So these leave the battlefield and make a Rune Chant but have different effects. When an attack usurps this, gain a resource. When an attack usurps this, create a Rune Chant token. When an attack usurps this, it gets +1. When an attack usurps this, it gets go again. Oh, go again is really good. Dude, guys, I'm telling you, I'm sorry. I have not watched the trailer. Backstreet Boys consumed my life, and then I was focused on the Pro Tour. I was focused on the Pro Tour after that. Overpower. Okay, so we have go again. And we have draw a card. That's crazy insane. It's crazy insane. I'll watch the keynote tonight. I'll watch the keynote tonight. I promise. I'll watch the keynote. Rose, thank you for the $2 super chat. I will watch the keynote before I go to bed. I'll make Carly listen to it while we're laying in bed. She just doesn't know it yet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll watch it tonight. Yeah, the whole keynote's like 20 or 30 minutes, and we're probably going to end the stream here soon. I have stuff I need to get done soon, and it's like a 20-minute thing. Balagor, Omen of the End. Whenever you pitch a card, banish it. Attack action cards played from your banish zone get +3. Oh. Get +3. That's pretty strong. What trailer? Is there a oh, are we talking about like the actual like official trailer? We'll watch the trailer after this. That will do. Destroy this, turn a card with Blood Debt in your banish zone face down. So they're literally giving us equipment to get rid of our Blood Debt. Yeah, that's stupid as hell. All right, we'll watch the actual trailer. I'll watch the keynote later. Corrupt and Conquer. A 2 for 6. If this was played from your banish zone, it gets defense reactions can't be played this chain link. When this hits a hero, banish all cards in their arsenal. Oh, shit. We're literally getting in-class Command and Conquer. We're getting in-class Command and Conquer. That's cool as shit. Pull from Beyond is a 0-cost up to. Banish the top card of your deck. If it's red, create a Gate to Arathiel token. Oh, we get a new Blasphemant. Once per turn, you may play an action card with Blood Debt from your banish zone. That's pretty strong. At the beginning of each end phase, you may banish a card from your hand. Then if you haven't banished a card with Blood Debt this turn, destroy this. And you can only have one of these in play. That's kind of cool. Gate to Arathiel. Instant destroy this. You may play target action card with Blood Debt from your banish zone this turn. Okay, so it turns on things to play them. Circlet of Eternal End. When this defends, turn a card in the attacking hero's banish zone face down. Oh. So you like there's actual like banish zone hate in this set. That's pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at the armory deck. Is there anything in here that we haven't seen already? When this defends, you may banish a card from your hand. If you do this, gets +1, has Blade Break. That's pretty strong. Undead Grasp. Discard a zombie. Destroy this. You can mess up a Katsu with your new hat. What? Oh, off links? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Your next zombie attack this turn gets +3. And when this hits, destroy the zombie. Oh. So it's literally a 4-value piece of equipment. Okay. Dig for Souls. Look at the top X cards of your deck. You may put a zombie from among them into your graveyard. Put the rest in the bottom of your deck in any order. Your next zombie attack gets +4, and when this hits, destroy the zombie. So it replaces itself and buffs something. Restless Commander is a 0-cost 3-power attack. Oh, it's an Anthem effect. Zombies you control get +1. Oh, an Anthem zombie is kind of cool. Yo, that's actually really cool. That's actually kind of cool. All right, hang on. Let me pull up the video here real quick. Let's see. What are we looking for? Usurp the Shadow Throne trailer Fab TCG. Okay, it's a 3-minute video. Hang on, I've got it full screened. Let me turn on the audio and I'll flip it back over for you guys really quick. Okay. Turn the volume down so that it's not blasting you all. Here we go.
We are the betrayers. Puppets on their rotten strings. They cannot be controlled, Viserai. Not alive. They will not bring what we desire. This is not freedom. The old ones are oblivion. For all of us, for everything. Give me the shard, or I'll pry it from you myself. I see. To me, Ursa. For the demonastery. One shackle.
Oh shit, they killed Chain?
You will never be free.
Oh shit, Chain dead.
Reaper, the time has come. Let us begin.
The fuck was that?
Run for the walls! She's here! She hungers! War! Always fleeing, tender!
Fresh, their meat is
Consuming! This endless pit inside me. Can it be sated with more? Yes! Bring us more plasma fat! I'll save you the scrap!
Yo, this trailer is hard, bro.
She's a marvel, isn't she? Marvelous and wasteful. That is the beauty of war, the waste. Now that the gates are open and the city finally falls, my creations rise. I reap what he sows. Wait your turn. Your mistress has a plan for you.
Watch yourself, Malakasha. We are not beyond his conquest.
Malakasha?
Brings to race.
My dear, whatever do you mean? It is our conquest, is it not?
prepare them. No gods, no shackles.
No shackles?
I am unbound.
Hang on. There's still like 15 seconds. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun at the Backstreet Boys, but holy shit, did that go hard. That was actually insane. Yo. Set 20 looks even cooler now. I hadn't even seen the trailer. Yo, that video is actually awesome. I don't know who like created that, who did the art stuff for that, but like, well done. That was amazing. That was actually amazing. That was cool. Yeah, I'm very excited for this set. This set's gonna be dope as hell. This set's gonna be so cool. I honestly cannot wait to play it. It's gonna be really cool. We buying a case of this set. Let us begin. That's right. Most of it was Nathaniel Hemawan. Oh, that makes sense. He does amazing art. It was amazing art. I will say, I think we're gonna have Damien on stream Thursday. I have not got to talk with Damien and confirm that yet, but I think we're gonna have Damien on stream Thursday. And I think we're gonna be doing some Viscerai, some Viscerai stuff. I think we're Visceraing it up on Thursday. Now obviously all the cards are not out yet. We've only seen like part of the stuff, so like it's you know it's preliminary, but yeah, Scott needs to come to Atlanta for Calling 100, right? Did you see that they said this is the penultimate set of the main Monarch story? No, I did not see that. If I remember correctly, penultimate means like next to last, right? Viscerai is going to be very, very strong. Viscerai is going to be very, very strong. I think Damien and I are going to build Viscerai on Thursday. I have to convince people to send me. Listen, Scott, if you need somebody to get you to LSS, just send them this. Scott is bar none not only my favorite caster, but he is one of my favorite people to hang out with too. Scott is amazing for the community. He does nothing but put time and effort into this game and everything that he does. He's posting his bling he's buying. He's doing amazing work in the booth, and the community loves him. How can you not love Scott? And plus, every single time somebody does something that I would classify as like moderately unspeakable to say to Scott, he brushes it off and takes it rolling. Like, Scott's a gem of a human being. Bring him to Atlanta, James, or Brian, or whoever's making that decision. Bring Scott to Atlanta, please, for all of us. Somebody needs like a clip of. Somebody needs like a. We need like a screenshot of chat right now, where everybody's talking about how much they love Scott, because Scott's got that dog in him. He's got that dog in him, as I like to say. The fit is always on point. That is also very true. That is also very true. Guys, I do think we are gonna cut the let's see. I do think we are gonna cut the stream off. It's been a couple hours. I'm still enjoying my little bit of like shorter streams and doing the podcast every week and stuff like that. There's also a lot going on at work still, so I'm enjoying I'm calling it kind of a content break right now, which is funny, because all the jokes that I make, for the last year, you've been able to find comment on my content on my page about 7 days a week, and so streaming, 2 or 3 times a week and making a video once or twice a week is kind of like a little bit of a break for me. It's been pretty refreshing, to be honest. So anyway. Guys, thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out. If you're new to the channel, like, follow, subscribe, all those buttons. It would greatly mean a lot, and I would appreciate it. We are going to get out of here. Today's Tuesday. No stream tomorrow. Wednesday is Carly's night. No podcast or video. I have nothing planned for tomorrow. And we will be back on Thursday with Damien talking about some Viscerai stuff, as long as I can, get Damien to come hang out with us. So anyway, thanks for being here. Have a good night, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Take it easy, guys. Full access to roast me. You have a